How can a bent blue guitarist, 5 women who stare out of a brothel wall, a horse screaming under a light bulb, and a skull-faced old man staring out of a sheet of paper belong to the same pair of eyes? Pablo Picasso was born in Malaga in 1881 and spent 70 years refusing the terms on which a face could be seen. He did not paint the world as it looked. He kept rebuilding what looking was allowed to be. One restless eye and a century that could not look away. 1. The Old Guitarist, 1903-04. A blind man folds around his instrument like a question closing. Painted in Barcelona, in the years when everything Picasso made came out blue. Oil on panel, thin and cold. The limbs stretched past anatomy after El Greco. The guitar is the only warm thing in it. Looking here is an act of pity, and he lets us have it. 2. Family of Saltimbanques, 1905. The circus people return and the pity cools. 6 figures stand in a pale wasteland, oil on canvas, painted over an earlier composition, and none of them meets another's eye. Rose tones warm the skin without warming the mood. We are set back a few paces and made to watch. 3. Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, 1907. 5 women in a brothel interior, and the room refuses to hold them. He worked at it for months. Oil laid down in flat shards, the space folded into pink and blue splinters that behave like broken glass rather than air. 2 faces come from Iberian carving. 2 are wrenched into the geometry of African masks he had seen in Paris. What unsettles is the direction of the stare. The women look out. The painting stopped being a thing to look at and became a thing that looks back. 4. Majoli, 1911-12. A woman with a zither dissolves into a scaffold of ochre and gray facets, oil on canvas, worked until figure and background share the same weather. 2 clues survive, a stenciled treble clef, and the words Ma Jolie, a popular song of the day and Picasso's private name for the woman he loved. The sitter is present as evidence, not as a face. 5. 3 Musicians, 1921. Cubism turns theatrical. A Pierrot, a Harlequin, and a monk sit side by side, built from flat, interlocking planes that look cut and pasted. Though every edge is painted in oil, nothing is analyzed now. Everything is assembled. The eye stops digging into the picture and reads it across, like a poster for a play that never opened. 6. The 3 Dancers, 1925. It begins as dancers and ends as something else. 3 bodies fling their arms up, oil on canvas in hot pinks and hard blacks, limbs jagged, one head thrown back into a shape nearer a scream than a smile. On the right, a dark profile sits in the composition like a death's head at a party. 7. Girl Before a Mirror, 1932. Marie-Thérèse Walter stands beside her reflection, and the two do not agree. Picasso gives her face as profile and frontal at once, lilac against yellow, then fills the mirror with a darker, older version of the same woman. Oil on canvas, the surface tiled with wallpaper diamonds that press in like leaded glass. Color does the psychology here. 8. Guernica, 1937. In April, German and Italian aircraft bombed the Basque town of Guernica for Franco's nationalists. Picasso answered within weeks on a canvas 3.5 meters high, in oil and nothing but black, white, and gray, the gray of newsprint. A horse screams. A bull stands. A woman lifts a dead child. A bare electric bulb burns above it all like an eye that will not close. The looking had turned outward, and history was in the room. 9. The Weeping Woman, 1937. What the mural states in gray, this canvas concentrates in color. Dora Maar, who photographed Guernica as it was painted, appears with a handkerchief pushed into her mouth. Oil on canvas, acid greens and violets, the face cut into sharp planes, the tears made solid like glass. Grief given one face to carry it. Finally, 10. Self-portrait, facing death 1972. Picasso was 90, a year from the end, and he drew his own face until it stopped being a face. Crayon and pencil on paper, now in the Musée Picasso in Paris, the skull pushing up through the skin, the eyes forced wide and held level. The looking has turned around. He is the one being stared at, and he does not look away. A blue guitarist. 5 women who stare back. A screaming horse, an old man's face with the skull coming through it. Not 4 styles, but 4 occasions on which Picasso changed what a picture was permitted to do to the person in front of it. He was after the terms of seeing, and he broke them whenever they hardened. Looking at Picasso is not working through a chart of periods. It is watching one pair of eyes refuse, for 70 years, to settle.